Hi there, this is Alex of DCCTRAIN LLC, Multi-Chain Store in Cincinnati, Ohio. Today, guys, real quick installation, step by step, how I convert that C424 Norfolk and Western locomotive in N scale. So this is older lifelike. I'm assuming it's around 2000, maybe 2002. Before Walters bought lifelike. Very straightforward installation for me, but there are a few things I modified that helped me a lot, and I'll show you everything. Let's look at the box real quick. The reason I show you the box, it's easy to determine the year and how it was built. It's actually very solid locomotive, very nice parts they use, so very cool. I really like it, and I'll show you small details how I modify and resolve all small issues. I use TCS M1 decoders and use TCS new LEDs. They golden LEDs. Okay, let's go step by step. Okay, you can see here all parts. To dismantle engine, it's not really big deal, just a little bit. This one a little bit tight, the shelf, but overall just be careful with them. So I took the fuel tank first, then hold very, I have a special grip, you know, then I pull the shelf. And those are pickups. They a little bit bent it not properly even from manufacturer, so I'm going to correct them a little bit. So gear assembly, this is preventing lights going through the cab. Motor, and I'll talk about motor real quick. All screws here. Already modified, yeah, trucks. I already modified the LEDs board with new LEDs. Okay, now camera focus correct now. So I took the old LED, put the golden TCS LED, used the leg of the LED through that resistor and solder it to original LED leg, and that gives me very good solid, I should say, holding that LED. And then I'm cutting a small path here, and this will be my output from the decoder for headlight and rear light. So those boards are identical, and that's how I'm changing LED. Now I just add those frames, nothing much I'm doing with them. I just a little bit readjust spring here and here, and that's pretty much it. And this is my decoder. I'm going to install TCS M1. So now motor. That can be an issue, and I'll show you why. They did great job to make those contacts plated with some nice material which is not oxidized, but at the same time it's almost impossible, even with a good flux, to prepare for soldering. I already did it, and also I cut them about 1.5 millimeters here. So what I did, I took X-Acto knife and here you go, and just scrape that completely till I got pure metal. It's kind of very high quality brass, especially, but they plated it again. Very hard to prepare for soldering if you hold longer, and that just destroyed that brush assembly. Also, because it's so tight in this size, I need to make small path using Dremel, just going from the bottom of the motor to the top. And another modification I did, I make that hole, and through that hole I will put wires from the motor. So here this path for the wire. Let's solder wire, and I show you how I'm assembling it. So I prepare my wire, cut the extra. I'm putting my flux. It's Kester 186, military grade. Very good stuff. I'm only using good stuff. Grab a little bit of solder and done. I'm not turning my fan because it's very loud, but yes, you need a special fan to that will suck that fume. Okay, same thing I'm going to do with this gray wire. I already prepare and I put flux. Done. So it's very short time and nothing gonna happen with a brush holder, but if I apply a little bit longer, that type of temperature, it's about 550 because I want a short impulse, then everything's fine. So that's how it looks after assembling that motor holder with the motor, and you can see this wire, it's not on the way when I put shell on top, and those wires just going through the both body assembly, I should say, chassis. Okay. And as you can see, my soldering point stays shiny, which indicates proper temperature of the soldering gun. That's very important. So I already assembling engine together, so I put the motor, then one gear assembly. I'll put the other one so a rotation might help, and maybe, yes, that's very good. Okay. Then special spacers. I'm just using my fingers because if I'm taking with the tweezers, it's a slight chance it can squeeze from the tweezers and fly. So if I'm not gripping very well, it just drops here on my rubbery working bench, and special protection thing will be fine. Okay, now the top, so the other part of the shelf. So this is freely wires. Looks good. just complete. That was I was talking about, how the wires going out of here, and I'm going to screw, not completely tight. So after I install boards and both headlights boards, I will solder everything. Then I'm going to put the trucks here, but I need to lose a little bit those screws, and then I will assemble those pickups here, and I can test it. Okay, fun part began. I easily install those boards, small boards with the lights, LEDs. Okay, now very important thing. You probably can see more space here, but it will be nose of the locomotive, so that space not exist. It will be just plastic on top, and decoder is not that short. So the decoder is going actually in the back, right this way. Actually that directions, like that. And it's plenty of space, path here for like small path for the rear light, and perfect condition to make like nice spotlight. And originally they put those shrink tubing. I think I need a little bit make this shrink tubing wider, so I'm just using different tool to make them wider, and then no extra like light won't going through the cab or through the body of the locomotive. Now I temporarily install trucks. I'm going to determine which proper direction. So this is my nose. Norfolk and Western has letter F near cab, so it's forward those days. So I'm going to use ESU like Pilot version 4 because I just don't want to mess with the wiring here. This decoder is fully output protected, and by accident I'm pretty much going to solder in insulated, but just in case. If so I'm properly determined which way it's supposed to be going, but I'm using color-coded wires, so I know if it's opposite direction, so I just flip wires when I'm going to solder them here. Okay. So that's here my decoder. Wires just separated. Sometimes I'm insulating, but I just need a small movement and you will see how it's working. So that indicates forward direction, and just small apply like first speed step. That's it. That's correct. Engine is moving forward, so my color codes for the motor output is correct, and this is forward of the locomotive. It's a good time to trim your wires. So for just extra power, I'm taking pickup from both sides. So this wire will be here, black, red and black here for pickups, and then I'll trace these guys through here, and the other guy will be here to solder to those pads here. So that will be, gives me good solid power pickup. Then that's my headlight. I will trace it here. I will use Kapton tape to secure everything. Then I'm not using common blue, I'm just using chassis as a common. So what I did, I cut the wire and just pull a little bit that insulation on top, and that's it. So I already cut rear output for rear light. Will be soldering straight here to LED leg, and let's just do it. Alrighty, getting close. So that's 2 pickups points here, and I will solder them here as well. Red, make sure they're not crossing each other. Red and black. Then this is my headlight. Trace it here. Put another Kapton tape. Okay. I already solder yellow wire to the LED leg directly, and finish with motor pickups right now. I always give you guys tips. Free tip today. I'm using my fingernails. You probably saw different videos, but if you're watching it first time, so I'm just using my fingernails to cut that insulation of the wire. Doing it for years works for me. Okay, done. So this is my wire management here. Using Kapton tape to secure, and here. Alrighty, fuel tank actually holding those pickups, and I said before they a little bit bent it not equally, so that should be fine right now because one of them were very, very, very off on this side. So good time, and I'm going to put trucks, and that will be all for today. Show you how they're cruising at 84 miles per hour. So that's nice to know. Using that speedometer setting for N scale tells me exactly what's the speed. Now here on speed step 2, TCS decoders performing so nice. Let's see what's the speed. 10 miles per hour. Nice. And honestly, it's big optical illusion. N-scale locomotive looks like not running fast enough. Well, let's see, I just slower it twice, almost twice. Here we go. Thanks for watching and supporting business. Have a good one. Bye.